first Dead by Daylight ASMR video. I'm super excited to be making this content for you guys because I've been a Dead by Daylight player for a few years now. I have about 6,000 hours in the game, and I've completed all of the Steam achievements and dome challenges in the game. It's about 3 in the morning, so the matches are notoriously going to be a bit sweatier. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to escape, but I am sure we're going to have a lot of fun. If you are new to the Dead by Daylight community, welcome in. It's possible you came in because you heard of the new Jason Voorhees chapter, where you're able to play as the famous killer Jason. Dead by Daylight is celebrating its 10th anniversary, along with its Jason Voorhees chapter release. So there are a lot of new players coming into the community. Speaking of Jason, we're going against him now. So Jason is able to go into a mode called omnipresent mode, which makes him invisible for survivors. And he's able to jump scare survivors at vault points like pallets and windows. When I play killer, I like to play as Huntress. She's my favorite killer, and I also have a tattoo dedicated to that killer. Although I've sort of retired her from my gameplay, as going on 10 years, the game does feel a lot more challenging for her. Good hit and good patience on that Jason. Let's keep moving forward. Okay. Let's move to this side of the map and see if we can heal. I don't know if he's gonna commit to me. I don't think he is. Let's get to a safe place and heal. Okay, yes, he's on someone else at the moment. So in the game of Dead by Daylight, if you didn't know, there are 4 survivors that go against a real player who plays as the killer. It's called an asymmetrical PvP game. Asymmetrical meaning there's more players on one side than the other. It's different than something like a Call of Duty game where in Team Deathmatch there's an equal amount of players on either side. The lack of help on killer side is made up for by running strong perks that give you benefits in the game based on certain events. They can be centered around generator regression, which means lessening the progress on gens around the map. They can be centered around chase, which gives you advantages like haste or aura reading. Or they can be centered around mobility, which give you the ability to move around the map with better ease. There are countless perks on survivor and killer side, and it does take a very long time to learn all of them. notice that in most matches, you'll often see a lot of the same perks being used, mainly because some perks provide a lot more consistent value than others. For example, the perk that I'm running, Kindred, which is the top perk at the bottom right, gives you the ability to see where all survivors are when someone is hooked. So I'm able to see where my survivor teammates are. And you're also able to see the killer's aura within a certain radius of the hooked survivor. It's great for when you're playing solo queue, when you don't have comms with your survivor teammates. It looks like they need a little bit of help over here, so let's see if we can come in for a pickup. Which one is he gonna go for first? It looks like her, so let's see if we can get this pickup on Hattie. We should even be able to... We don't get the heal. I didn't realize that our fourth teammate was already dead. Let's see if we can take the chase from Hattie. I don't think we'll be able to here. Let's see if we can get the heal on her. Going against Jason can be a little tricky sometimes because he's able to go invisible, like I said, and pop up at vault points, like this pallet next to us here. And I don't believe that we will be able to get these generators completed. Oops. I need to be paying attention to where I'm running. I forgot I don't have a flashlight. It looks like he's gonna grab another spear. Okay, let's see if we can circle back to the generator. Even though you lose 50% of your matches, even when it's apparent and pretty obvious you're not going to escape the match, even when it's pretty obvious you're not going to escape the match, it's still a good idea to continue playing so that you can get as many blood points as possible, and also stick it out for your teammates who may want to play the game even though the win condition can't be met. Some people still enjoy the chases and practicing chase. Oh, that doesn't look great. This Yunjin was Moried. Let's move away from the chase. So yeah, even though we're most likely not going to make it out of this match, I still like to play the match out to get blood points. As a side project I'm working on is P100ing as many survivors as I can. At the moment, I believe I have 7 P100s, including my Huntress, which is the only killer I've gotten to P100, mainly because or spend the blood points on. Other than that, I spend all of my blood points on my survivors. And at this point, I'm just seeing how many P100s I can have. Let's see if we can get this generator completed. It would give us a good amount of blood points before we die. So Jason is most likely going to move through Maine to find a vault point to jump scare me at. Seems like he went to that one, yeah. So I'm going to move away. Let's see if this Dwight is hanging on. No, he's missing his skill checks. So let's stay away. See if we can get the hatch. So the hatch is something that spawns at the end of the game if the generators have not been completed, but there is one survivor left. If the hatch is closed by the killer before you're able to find it, the exit gates become your only option for escape. So we have to hope that we can find that generator. We have to hope that we can find the hatch before Jason does. And the hatch spawns in random places each time. So there's not really a way to tell where it's going to spawn unless you bring an offering into the match that will manipulate where hatch spawns. But there weren't any offerings like that in this match. So we have to play it very safe here. I'm assuming that he's invisible on top of the hatch, which is why he's in invisible mode for this long. Oh, okay. So it looks like we're not going to be able to get the hatch, but let's see if basement is here. Because it's possible we can find a key to unlock the hatch. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty unlucky. I don't believe we're going to make it out of this. But we can try. So he's in omnipresent mode, which means he can see this light, and I have no idea if he's there or not. So let's go for it, but he's most likely going to see the light, which is great for him. We might actually make this, after all. Oh, nice. GG's. I didn't think we were gonna make it out of that. Okay, it seems like V is going for the brave save. Oh no, I didn't see that. This is not good. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh no. Oh, oh my goodness. This is not good. This is not good at all. GG's, GG's. So at the start of matches, I usually just like to hang out. I think it's Legion. I got a brief, very, very brief terror radius. It is Legion. So Legion's power is called Frenzy. And while they're in Frenzy, they have the ability to run faster than they walk. And if they get consecutive chain hits on survivors, they can insta-down the 4th survivor or the 5th survivor. I don't play Legion myself. I don't particularly like Legion or their power, but it can make for some interesting gameplay sometimes. Dustin completed a gen, which is great for us. Having one gen completed before the first hook is always a good place to start. Let's see, Legion's coming back this way. Let's head this way. So they are out of Frenzy. Let's drop this. Oh, we didn't get the blind. Sometimes the ping's a little weird. It's okay. Let's stay here. Okay. Not a terrible chase, but Legion has returned to Frenzy. So while Legion is in Frenzy mode, they can see the locations of survivors within a certain radius. It shows up like a heartbeat. And so they know which direction to run after hitting survivors while in Frenzy. It seems like the other Nancy found Ruin, which is a hex totem. It's a perk that the killer can run, which basically makes it so that when you are not repairing a gen, it's regressing. And we can check to see if Ruin is still up by letting go. It is. Okay, so Legion is pretty far enough away that I don't think Frenzy will be an issue this time. And it's possible we'll be able to finish this gen. Although I noticed that she has Pentimento. She has Pentimento. Often called Penti in the Dead by Daylight community. So she just entered Frenzy, so we saw looks like she's moving towards Maine. She's chasing the Nea. We're gonna stick this gen. Because of Pentimento, it makes everything we do slower. Unless we cleanse the totem. Each totem that we cleanse is able to be rekindled by the killer. And that gives her 1 Pentimento stack. Having all Pentimento stacks makes doing things like repairing generators and healing very, very slow. She's picking up, so let's see if we can get this unhook in time. Or maybe even finish this generator before she gets back over here or notices us. Let's see. She's in frenzy, which means we can take a hit. Okay, well, we didn't get that, but we did get the generator done, which is great. That was pretty greedy. That's something people in the Dead by Daylight community call greedy. Sometimes it's a good idea to push a gen like that, but it often means you'll be hooked soon after. If someone was already hooked on the team, that wouldn't have been a good idea, because that means now 2 people have to be saved by 2 people who are already injured, which is great for the Legion. It's not great for the Survivor team. But because the other survivors were being taken care of at the time, I had a little bit of leeway to be greedy. Alright, let's make sure we know where she's at. She's on the Nancy over there. Let's see what this Nia is up to. In my opinion, I think we should heal. I think it's a smart idea to heal because we're on 3rd hook. If we weren't on 3rd hook, then pushing the gen would be a better idea. But the Legion is essentially one hit away from hooking us and killing us completely. So it's not super smart. Let's move away. Okay, it looks like she is pursuing the Nea. Let's get some of these totems just for some points. Let's see if we can get the other totem. Hex totems are great. Well, cleansing hex totems is great for blood points. It looks like we got rid of Pentimento, which means this Nancy and I are going to be able to finish the gen. But we'll most likely die without being able to escape. so Legion is in frenzy again. We're gonna continue through this pallet. Perfect. Let's go upstairs. We have a pallet still here for us. Let's break her out of the frenzy so she doesn't see where Nancy's at. Let's see if we can fake this window. That was a failed 360 attempt. Nancy should leave. Yep. GG's. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you were able to feel relaxed and stress-free during this video. I will be making more gameplay ASMR. I do have a supermarket simulator ASMR video that I uploaded a while back if you're interested in more ASMR gameplay. And if you have any game recommendations, please let me know. But I will be doing more Dead by Daylight ASMR, as Dead by Daylight is my main game that I play. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you had a great time, and I will see you again in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. I'll see you next time.